What is Tyrion's favorite food?
Gotta be something to do with the fact that he's an incompetent piece of shit. I don't know.
Yeah, it's shortbread.
Oh, because he's small. Because he's small.
Little man. Half man, half man, half man.
Fair enough.
We are finally at the Game of Thrones finale.
We finally can actually, stop the torture.
We are on part 4 of the Mount Rushmore of shit.
Fortune 4!
We are on the Teddy Roosevelt. We are on episode 6 of season 8, The Iron Throne. The final episode of this fucking show. This so-called adaptation of A Song of Ice and Fire is finally coming to an end. This episode has things in it that George R. R. Martin said, oh yes, this is going to happen at the end of my story. But of course, what is the devil in all of that? It's the details, it's the context, it's how it happens, it's the way it's executed. Is the thing that actually makes everything in storytelling work. Makes everything in storytelling good, as opposed to terrible. But yes, we just watched The Bells, which was the travesty of all travesties. Any thoughts you have going into the Iron Throne?
I don't know whether this is going to be really funny or just really miserable to watch. But it won't be anything in between.
You know that bit in Midnight where they go, is this chicken or is it beef? And then the doctor's like, I think it's both.
I think it's both.
Yeah, that's what I would say to your question.
Chief.
It's somehow both extremely miserable and funny at the same time. It's like the you know, like how people say there's like 2 flavors of shit TV? It's like both of them at the same time.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because they're like, well, you know, at least it's not boring, at least it's funny. I'm like, well, what if it's both boring and funny at the same time? Does that make it better or worse?
That makes it great. Really great.
An hour and 18 minutes, and then we will be finished with Game of Thrones, and we can finally move on to better things.
Literally anything else.
Yeah. I think the one thing that I am curious about is where this episode will rank among the Mount Rushmores that we've done. Because we gave the Long Night 0.5, and we gave The Last of the Starks a very, very light 1. A very generous 1. And then The Bells, despite having some good cinematography and costuming, got a 0 because the writing is so turgid.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one way to find out.
I know one of our friends thinks The Iron Throne is the worst episode, so maybe it'll somehow be worse than The Bells.
Could be. Depends on how it's all wrapped up. Because this is it. This is 8 seasons worth of storytelling and how they want to end things. What is the final sort of blueprint? Sort of like putting the last parts of the bricks on the wall, and then that's it. What is the picture on this painting?
I think you could argue that this episode has the worst moment in the show. Possibly. I don't know if it's worse than I don't know. I feel like it's on par with Dany's heel turn. But as for it being the worst episode, I'm not sure about that. We'll have to see. I'll have to rewatch it. It's been almost 6 years.
Well, yeah, it's been a long time. For the last time. At this point, other than a couple people who generally cared about how it was going to end terribly.
There were some people who liked the previous 3 episodes.
Oh, I know, because everything has something that people like. and people like garbage. People still think Flux is like a good season of television, so I'm not surprised there at all anymore that people will like things that are just absolutely terrible.
Well, I mean, if it's chaotic and tense and expensively made, someone will like it. Just purely based on vibes. I just want to point out how many fucking people put their blood, sweat, and tears into this show. Only for pretty much one department ruining it. Maybe two. Maybe two if you count the visuals of The Long Night and some other things. But really, it's one department that has ruined this.
What great storytelling.
Oh, and they directed it as well.
Double fucking whammy. What a double fucking whammy that is.
This is 10 a.m. after New Year's Eve.
This isn't even like a... There's a world where... A storyline where these people believe in a queen who on paper just seems like the perfect fit and the perfect choice, but they gloss over her very clear flaws of like being psychotic.
Because they're infatuated by charisma.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, but they don't even like build towards that properly.
These are free men. They chose to fight for her.
You would literally have no idea about their stories. They fucking surrendered. They actively didn't go against her. Oh, they actually did go against her, sorry.
Yeah, they're literally bending the knee as we speak. They will follow Daenerys if they bend the knee.
Literally doing this means you're no better. You're literally doing the same thing as what the Lannisters and the Mad King do. They're not even saying that. It's the fact that no one else is opposing them with the fact that they're literally doing the same things.
Yeah, they just want her to be...
because it's Daenerys.
It's that they want Daenerys to be the Mad Queen. That's what they want.
I know they're painting this as like a bad thing, but it's like the actual like context of like they should be saying that. They're not even giving them quick deaths, like stabbing through the heart or the head.
Yeah.
It has to be painful, like them choking on their own blood.
I think it's really important to notice that it's not just Dany's heel turn that's been so weird, it's been Grey Worm's as well. Like, he's changed so much.
Grey Worms is literally my love of my life dies, therefore I turn into a husk of a shell of a character. It's not even like he's fighting with this thing he feels like he has to do. It's just, I do this because it's the right thing to do in my mind. It's not even a conflict. Yeah, I know if she was still alive and he was doing this, she would be kind of mortified because that was the person she was, despite having very little character in comparison to a lot of others. You would think if she was still alive and Dany still did what she did, because basically the reason she did it wasn't really to do with the fact that she was dead or alive. If you're gonna, because if she is the reason, then how are we pinning all this on one character dying who was a pretty minor side character in the grand scheme of things? That would also be bad, so either way it doesn't work. Oh look, there was a gap that they could have gone to and escaped.
It's like the trope of, go without me, I'll stay here, but it's both of them, which is really funny.
I think one of my favorite, I know what the shot is coming up, is they literally got completely trampled by bricks, yet they'll be recognisable, so Tyrion knows for sure that they died. Because we need to have him know that. It's not like they're literally squashed by bricks, but they're all just like, they're not even like mush. Literally, you could have that, and that's it. Just have the hand, and then just have splutters of blood, and bits and crap.
Once again, similar to...
See, look, his face is like bruised, and that's about it.
Another example of Peter Dinklage being above the material in the last few seasons. It's like, this could be an actual devastating scene if it was good.
Well, the reason why it's not is because his character is terrible at the moment, and they ruined Jaime last episode. That's where the emotional sort of like... Because there's feelings that are meant to go somewhere, but they're not there because of the awful way they ended sort of their story.
I only believe the grief because the actor's portraying it, not because it's written.
Look how fucking They got like nosebleeds and bits. They're not like really. They can't even do them dying by bricks, right?
I mean, the fact that they died to bricks at all is fucking insane. That's the choice they made for these characters.
At most, from those bricks, your bones would be broken. You wouldn't die if you were that easily buried out from the bricks. But from what we saw, they were literally squashed. They shouldn't be bodies. They should literally be puddles. Go talk to John. Go tell him that he needs to do something about what happened. Like, you can do, like, really hot, like, evil ending of this show. You can totally do that, but you have to build to it, and they didn't. They did 8 seasons of Dany being like the perfect choice to be queen, and there was no build up other than spurring moments this season of this change in direction. And they did this they sacrificed the Night King for this. That's what's also just like horrific. Anyway, Connor, are you ready for the greatest shot in cinema history?
The most iconic horror film. Oh yeah, Grey Worm just teleports?
How did he get in first? What were you doing, John? Sort of like thing. Oh, fucking hell. That's just embarrassing. That's really embarrassing. They generally thought they cooked with that shot because she had big dragon wings. Fucking hell. Like, she's not even like trembling with like the fact of what she's done, because they just can't do it. They don't want to.
Yeah, she's Queen of the Ashes now.
Yeah, literal ashes coming through the sky. Is there a world where a scene like this where Tyrion tries to kill Daenerys right now would actually be a more fitting ending with Tyrion than what ends up in this episode?
Literally 2 episodes ago, she was Starbucks cup lady giving Gendry Storm's End.
I fought the dead because I wanted to save the living, and now I've murdered everyone in King's Landing. What actual... It's like such shit build-up. You didn't build to it at all, and you just did it. It's just like, fucking hell.
I freed my brother. And you slaughtered a city.
Honestly, that is the most sane thing he's said in, like, seasons. But it's like, of course he's gonna say that. It's like she doesn't realise what she's done. It's like her mind's been, like, scrambled with as if she doesn't actually know what she's done.
Because she's crazy. Oh, yup.
Thank you.
Came to kill Cersei. Your queen got there first.
I like how that's literally just a character now. I came to kill Cersei, that was my narrative. And she beat me to it.
I betrayed my closest friend and watched him burn. Now Varys' ashes can tell my ashes. See? I told you.
Stop gaslighting me into thinking that made any sense.
I'm alive, who knows where I'm going? I strangled my lover.
So nihilistic.
I shot my own father with a crossbow. I betrayed my queen.
You didn't.
I did. And I'd do it again now that I've seen what I've seen. I chose my fate.
It's still one thing because there was no build up to it, and that's why you stuck with her. It's like it just doesn't work. It doesn't compute.
I can't justify. But the war is over now.
Is it?
Fucking John!
What? Why would you even say that if you say you can't justify it?
Why is he being so passive?
Someone who's done fighting. Varys was right. I was wrong. It was vanity to think I could guide her. Our queen's nature is fire and blood.
You think our house words are stamped on our bodies when we're born?
No, because it's shit writing. It's what it is.
She saw her friend beheaded. She saw her dragon shot out of the sky.
And she burned down a city for it.
It's easy to judge when you're standing far from the battlefield.
Oh, yup.
Done it.
Didn't you just say, John, you weren't going to justify it?
You've been up there.
And now you're
The
justifying
dragon's
it.
back. Sure, no one but the slavers complained. After all, they were evil men. When she crucified hundreds of Myronese nobles,
This scene's a
who
meme
could
now.
argue they were evil men?
When she murdered the slaves of Astapor.
Dothraki calls, if you truly believed it, wouldn't you kill whoever stood between you and paradise?
Hate this conversation.
Do you have anything to say, John? That's all. Other than she's my queen. I guess you have nothing to say.
Tyrion is being pretentious and Jon is being pathetic. What is this?
I love her too. Not as
They're trying to do the whole Aemon Targaryen, like, love is the death of duty, but it's just so warped and crazy.
Is the death of duty.
Oh, I just said that, Jon! Surely they're gonna tell Daenerys that Jon visited Tyrion.
Oh yeah, obviously, and they had a very clearly long conversation.
About her as well.
Most likely, they can definitely torture Tyrion to say that. Again, this sort of concept could work if you build up to it properly, but you have to do it over seasons based... Like, if you take the first 4 seasons, you pretty much have to build to this in, like, a couple of seasons. And they built it in, like, 3 episodes. How long was your nap?
I do think it's interesting how that he wasn't allowed to take a sword into Tyrion, but he is allowed to take a sword into Daenerys, who's unguarded.
I feel like doing what they're about to do now just feels like, again, rushing something for no reason.
So, remember season 2? At the House of the Undying,
Yeah.
she walks into the Red Keep.
Her vision. Again, this scene also could. It's like look at what has happened. Like, how are you gonna fucking rebuild it? You're just gonna have to fucking dig the chair. This is what this all been for. Is the fucking chair. In isolation, this scene I think like could be powerful for the build up of the 8 seasons.
I do think it's strange that she has no one guarding her given what happened.
Yeah.
That literally anyone could walk in there with a weapon.
I tried to make peace with Cersei. She used
They
her
surrendered.
innocence as a weapon against me. She thought it would cripple me.
And Tyrion?
You didn't even decide to rebuttal that at all. You just moved on. Fuck hell, John.
How have you treated people?
You can't
that
argue out of a
you,
fucking
even
barn.
when it broke?
You can forgive all of them. Make them see they made a mistake. Make them understand.
Just, oh, he's so pathetic. He's so pathetic.
His result is I'm trying to reason like in this like weepy way.
We can't hide behind small mercies. The world
Danny,
really
you literally killed children.
Won't
The fact
you
that John
look
just
on
literally
when
moved on, the
you
fact
look at
that
the world?
she said, oh, they were used as a weapon. I was like, they
Mercy, it
fucking
has to be.
surrendered, you fucking twat.
Not easy to see something that's never been before.
How are you this stoic when you've killed children?
How do you know?
Literally queen of the ashes.
How do you know? it?
Fucking ridiculous.
Because I know what is good.
Because I'm crazy.
I don't.
You killed women and families and children and fathers.
What about everyone else? All the other people who think they know what's good.
They don't get to choose.
How do you not like hear yourself?
You are my queen.
Please stop. God, it's like he said it like he definitely said like that at least 20 times.
Oh my god.
God, it's like half an hour to do this. Which makes just the last episode just like, what, why? Just, I'll tell you why. Fucking hell. What a shit death as well. Oh god, John. What do they do to you? They just made you into a fucking pathetic boy. Crying over a mass murderer.
We're supposed to believe that the love is equal to the hate, but it's not.
Yeah.
It can't be.
It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be. You've known her for a season, and she killed women, children, and fathers at the first opportunity she got to rule the Seven Kingdoms.
How does how does Drogon thinks this happened? How did that knife get there?
I don't think even he would like just compute. He would just see person near dead body. Oh no, I'm going to burn the chair. The chair did this.
Yeah, because Drogon saw the chair had the knives in it, and the knife was from the chair.
But because this is what corrupted her to be evil.
It's either Drogon's really stupid and doesn't understand, or Drogon is smarter than all of us and sees that the chair is the reason why she died. Neither of which is believable.
This is them telling us that the real big bad was the chair.
It's like Drogon is
That was the villain of Game of Thrones.
It's like Drogon has seen everything that Bran has seen, which he hasn't. Because he's a dragon.
It's so dumb.
This is a very Methemes moment, isn't it? It's very Methemes.
Yeah. Yeah, the chair was the real villain of Game of Thrones because it was a corruption chair.
Which we're supposed to believe that Drogon understands why Jon had to do it. I just find this so strange.
Yeah, it's weird. Not just you are there, therefore you must have killed her.
Drogon
I will now take her body.
He literally burned all the children himself.
Oh, but she was just controlling me, so I had no free will over it.
It's this weird thing of like, how do we have the dragon react like a person and they don't really know how to do it? And now he's just
they're taking over my body.
Take her back to Valyria.
Valyria, I guess.
And then what's going to happen to him? Is he just going to fly around?
He'll live his life, and then when he's old and had children, he'll be like, I remember when I was young and I murdered a bunch of people in a city because of my corrupted mother.
He's not the narrator of the show, he's a flying lizard.
Do you think if there was actually built up, probably this could be a decent like final scene of the show? Probably not. But in a different context, maybe.
I don't know. I don't know if George is going to live to write this. We'll see.
No. Probably not.
This whole fucking thing is so nihilistic and so empty and just hopeless.
Well, because there's no build up and it's not like been built to like to be a good twist. Clearly, this is days much later because he's changed his clothes. So
his beard's grown out.
What have they done? Yeah. So what's happened since?
Oh.
Like, surely the Dothraki and the Ansali just went riot and murdered more people. I don't believe that they would still be, like, kind of in control.
Somehow they got them to behave.
I don't get that at all. Oh, look, of all these people who would also, like, have Dany killed. But Tyrion is prisoner still? It kind of doesn't really make sense.
I swore to follow Daenerys Targaryen.
You swore to follow a tyrant.
She freed us from a tyrant. Cersei is gone.
Murdered women and children, you fucking idiot.
Say another word about killing my brother and I'll cut your throat.
Hey,
Friends, please.
Why is Davos there?
We've been cutting each other's throats long enough.
Do you think Euron would agree with what Dany did? Absolutely not. I don't. This setup doesn't make any sense. How are they not all like, Dany was a terrible person, she murdered women and children after they surrendered?
And I like to think my experience has led to some small skill in statecraft and an understand.
Please sit.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Like, why? Why are you being a twat? What are we doing? Oh yeah, comedy. This is what we needed in this episode.
Especially at this time.
Dany just died like 5 minutes ago.
Someone.
This is so awkward.
Us? The decision about what's best for everyone should be left to, well, everyone.
Democracy, what a concept.
Maybe we should give the dogs a vote as well.
I'll ask my horse.
You woke fat boy!
Who then?
What it's all been building towards.
Past few weeks, stories.
And you had the more bigger story.
No
Fucking
enemy
pretentious shit. This is so
Who has a better
pretentious.
story than Bran the Broken?
And that.
Such a good story he wasn't in season 5.
He crossed beyond the...
It's such a stupid reason to have a king.
He is our memory. From now on, rulers will not be born. They will be chosen. On this spot are the lords and ladies.
How does
of
this
Westeros
prisoner get to choose
to serve the realm?
that this is what happens?
Corruption can still very much build from this anyway. It's not just because there were sons and daughters and families and shit.
Why do you think I came all this way?
Fucking...
That was my story, is to become
Brandon
king
Stark.
of the Seven Kingdoms because I'm a cripple.
And so he allowed children to die so he could be king. Fucking evil. So evil.
Hi.
I think this is such a like profound and powerful like moment.
I'm not sure I get a vote, but aye.
Yeah, so why are you there?
Why are you fucking here then?
The North will remain an independent kingdom, as it was for thousands of years.
I will just decide that right now. Okay.
Does anyone have any issue with the fact that, like, one family controls both of those?
Yeah, it's literally the same family. So much for no more corruption.
First of his name, King of the Andals and the first men.
Yeah, I'm sure people will be glad that
Lord
the
of the
Starks
Six
rule
Kingdoms.
everything.
And protector of the realm.
Yeah.
Like, they have a monopoly on the power in Westeros.
What a stupid scene. This is one of the worst scenes in the show. Easily.
Yeah.
Lord Tyrion.
It shouldn't have happened.
will be
It
my
makes no
hand.
sense.
Thought I was wise, but I wasn't. I thought I knew what was right, but I didn't.
Fucking
The
hell.
devil. So our new king has chosen to send you to the Night's Watch.
Back where it all started.
The world will always need a home for bastards and broken men.
Uh-huh. Narrow episode.
It's like the whole soul and spirit of Game of Thrones has just been ejected. It's just gone.
Mm-hmm.
Ned Stark's daughter will speak for them. She's the best they could ask for.
Oh, really?
At least... God, this Sansa Glaze is just like incredibly fucking just patronizing. Fucking does my head in.
What's west of Westeros?
Oh, she's Christopher Columbus.
No one knows. It's where all the maps stop.
That's my story.
I'm going to find
That's where I'm
America.
going.
I'm going to Hollywood.
Where was the build up to that? Like, they literally didn't know what to do with her after a list. She never showed an interest in, like,
Right here.
what was out there. Awful. Just awful. No one was happy about this. It's just a shit way to end a show. Nothing happened in this episode as well, like, other than Danny dying.
You were exactly where you were supposed to be.
Shut up.
Fucking push him into the river. I don't want to see his face anymore.
There's no resolving conversation about Daenerys. It's just like she's been cancelled.
Yeah, she got killed and that was it. It's so weird.
It's like how they don't talk about Rob or Rickon or Catelyn or Ned. I mean, they sort of talk about Ned a little bit. This is remember the conversation Joffrey had with Jaime in season 4. Where are all your good deeds, Uncle? So this is supposed to be her, like, writing up his legacy, but she's doing it knowing that he betrayed her.
Again, this would work if he, like, died, like, in a way that was actually satisfying and not betrayal of his character.
Crushed by bricks after returning to incest.
Oh, fuck off. Fucking... Like, people would read that and think, wow, he just went against everything he stood for.
Ah yes, more comedy.
We've got literally 10 minutes left and this is what you choose to spend it on.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes of the biggest show in the world ever to be made, and this is what we're doing.
Oh, Bronn, cool.
I do think it's weird that in the last episode of Game of Thrones, there's not one mention of Robb, Theon, Catelyn,
A song of ice and fire.
Nothing. How does Sam become fucking Grand Maester?
Suppose I come in for
He's a
some
novice.
criticism.
Don't believe you're mentioned.
Not possible. There's no way.
But he literally would.
He was Hand of
But
the
he
King.
literally would.
He was acting Hand of the King.
Twice. For 2 different rulers.
He was not only acting Hand of the King, but he also killed the Hand of the King. Hi.
Sure it will.
Smiles, evil smile. This is very like what is Aragorn's tax policy? Like that's what this scene feels like.
I think we can all agree that ships take precedence over brothels.
I think that's a very presumptuous statement.
If that's her last line, that's insane. And that's it. That's their final scene. Whoa, wow, whoa, fucking wow. Can't believe for like a super long episode, like almost like nothing of worth actually happened.
So what is Jon gonna do now? Now that the White Walkers are dead, the wildlings are free, and there's a hole in the wall. Like what is he actually gonna do?
What's the point of this? What's the point?
Why do we have a Night's Watch? Was he just gonna go back to that cave where Ygritte was and just sulk?
Oh, you're not so slick with that fucking transition. I think you're so grand. Look, guys, look at where all our characters ended up. Honestly, this is like legit one of the worst final episodes to any TV show.
Yeah, I think you could argue it might be the worst. It's certainly one of them. Like worst produced, no, but worst written, yes.
In terms of ending all the narratives, I think just like this is just like the
in terms of like
unsatisfying ending.
In terms of like storytelling, not filmmaking, like storytelling, it's one of the worst.
Like Sansa being in this position just feels like the most unnatural thing to have happened. Other than Bran being king. Look, they're all fucking smiling at him, just like, what are we doing?
When D&D got the Star Wars job, they should have given the show to someone else.
Oh look at this repurposed shot. Like, no one is like, this is like, no one's happy with this. It's just nothing. The world in complete tatters, characters destroyed, world building just fucked, and everything the show was about just flipped and changed and re-scrambled.
Why do they love Sansa? Like, when they made Robb king in the North, I understood why they made Robb king in the North, because he actually valiantly stood up for his family. He put everything on the line to defend the North. But, like, I don't understand why they love Sansa.
Where are you fucking going? Where are you going?
I'm gonna go bury myself in the snow.
Look, it's how the show began. People going out into the snow. It's just generally just, what a fucking terrible episode.
It feels like Jon being Aegon Targaryen has more to do with Daenerys than it does to him.
It's almost like, what was the point?
It's only so that Daenerys felt like she was threatened. That's the only reason the only effect it had.
Why don't you why are you all homeless? You don't have to be homeless. Just build houses.
Jon is just a wildling now. That's what he is.
That's what he was always meant to end up.
Bye.
Look, my final look back, because that's cliche, isn't it? This music has never been more unsuited for a moment until now. Jesus Christ.
Deflating, empty, nothing, soulless. Just nothing. You've finally seen all of Game of Thrones, Callum. You've seen everything that I've seen. You've seen everything that I've seen.
Yeah.
When we started this is what I had seen. I just watched this.
Like, really recent as well.
So yeah, your initial thoughts on the Iron Throne.
There are pieces of media where I've finished them and have felt so deflated and angry and disappointed. The only other thing that has made me more deflated than watching this was playing The Last of Us Part 2. This is the same sort of feeling I have of just anger and disappointment and just being upset with how storylines butchered from good material and previous storylines and characters I once really enjoyed and dissecting into what they were all about and what sort of made them who they are, to being utterly destroyed and sort of just husks of what sort of they're pretending to be. I think this is probably the worst finale, I think, of the last 20 years of any show I've watched or even just exist. Really bad. And I watched, comparing to shows that were made recently, something like Andor, where its final episode, where most of it, I feel like people might describe it as things that didn't really, not much actually happens. But it's done in such a way where everything that's put in place you feel so satisfied with, and just everything is just right, and you feel like you've really encapsulated what the show was about. This did the complete opposite of that, and it just made me annoyed and angry and sort of just sad, because you took what was 4 incredible seasons of writing, acting, production, costume design, everything in between, and then for 3 seasons just utterly shat on everything because you wanted to do a big twist and make the ending feel just like horrific and sad, but you didn't have the actual ability to actually build up to it because you wanted to do it in a season rather than actually build towards it.
6 episodes.
And this is what we got. 6 episodes of rushed nonsense storylines and character twists that make no sense because they wanted to go and make Star Wars.
But then because of how bad this was, they didn't make Star Wars.
The whole concept of them having a meeting after John killed Danny, and Danny gets no mention whatsoever other than moments from Grey Worm, and that's sort of it. Even though, literally, I do not get how the Unsullied are still somewhat in control when their queens died. And everyone... The fact there's even a conflict from other people about what Danny did, I think alone is fucking insanity. When everyone surrendered in the city and gave up, and they didn't need to kill anybody, she actively murdered so many people. Many innocent people, when her whole thing was that she was not going to be Queen of the Ashes. From literally so recently, to then flip that because their justification is the fact that my Sunday died, was murdered, and that's the biggest implication they have.
It didn't even lead into the fact that Rhaegal was shot in that episode as well.
How anyone who's not a part of her army had anything other than she is a horrible monster and had to die. That alone I don't get. But then the whole just how everything is placed, where all the Starks are, where Tyrion is as a person, and his sort of weird love for Daenerys, even though he should just be like, I feel betrayed myself. I didn't betray you, you betrayed me. And what you acted as, because she acted like a savior to innocence and then butchered innocence because they were used as a weapon against me. But that's not their fault. They're literally civilians who were forced to be there.
I don't understand how John...
What a terrible season. One of the worst seasons I've ever watched. The worst season I've ever watched of TV.
I don't understand how Jon wasn't executed after he killed her.
Oh yeah, I don't know how the Unsullied didn't come in and just kill him.
That conversation between Tyrion and Jon was insane. Everything about it. Like, I couldn't believe what I'd already seen the episode before, but I couldn't believe what they were saying. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. How Tyrion was, like, in a very strange way, rattling off all of her history, and the way he was describing it was very, like, it was very out of context. He didn't really delve into her motivations, and I guess maybe he couldn't because they didn't have him do that because of what she just did. They've basically had Tyrion oversimplify everything Daenerys did to Jon to try and make it all sound like the same thing when it's not the same thing. And then, in reaction to that, Jon is just so besmitten in love that he can't admit that he wants to enact justice. Like, I find the whole thing of Jon's love for Daenerys being as powerful as his hatred for what she did, I find that so crazy, given the kind of character that Jon is. The way he's like, no, I can't do it, she is my queen. And then Tyrion's like, yeah, well, she burned women and children, and he's like, oh, well, you know, you can say that, but you're not from her perspective. It's like, what are you fucking talking about, Jon? What perspective? What do you mean? Are you really guarding the realms of men talking like that? And it all comes back to the fact that I just don't I don't believe it. I don't believe Jon's obsession with her. I don't believe it. I just find it so strange. It's like they're trying to tell this story that she has so much overwhelming charisma that she can magically force people to go against their morals because of love. It's like, and the idea is that people have to try and break that, and it's just not a good story. It really fucks with everything. Not to forget that, like, literally 2 episodes ago, Daenerys was a functioning, rational human, like, not a perfect person, but she was a functioning, rational human who understood things, and then the way she speaks in this episode, it's like she's just genuinely gone crazy, and is, like, 100% delusional, has become like her father. But the difference is that the Mad King's madness took place over decades of time. You know, we're talking a long time of chipping away at him and then forcing that paranoia on him. This has happened to her all very quickly, in a very hard-to-believe way. Yeah, they try and do that whole Azor Ahai prophecy of, you know, he takes Lightbringer and kills his lover or something. But it's just the way it's done is just not interesting. And then, of course, you've got Drogon burning the Iron Throne, which, again, is supposed to be thematic, but it's so strange the way that they've characterized this dragon and, like, the decision that it makes. The fact that she was unguarded, the fact that Jon wasn't executed, the fact that Tyrion wasn't executed because he came up with this plan. The fact that that they, as you say, organized that council meeting, and it all just, like, everything is so contrived and random and strange. And of course, the absolute shit cherry on that cake, though, is got to be when they elect Bran and he says, "Why do you think I came all this way?" Knew he was going to be king the whole time, allowed all these events to happen, knowing they were going to happen, because it would lead to him being king. That's, like, that is evil. So, I mean, I don't know if that's what they intended. Probably not, but that's what it feels like. To me, that's what it feels like. That's how I interpret the story. And, yeah, Game of Thrones ends in a nihilistic, pointless, hopeless ball of shit. I don't see how anyone could be satisfied with this. It's like the themes of going from retributive justice like Ned did to that deserter to restorative justice where it's all about reform and growth, and then going from monarchy to democracy, again, those ideas are in there, but they're not handled right. They're not done in a way that makes for a good story. They're just put there. And then, not to forget, all the fucking wasting time, walking around, fixing chairs, just... I think the dramatic silence is tense, but it isn't. It's just dead. It's dead air. And then all those comedic moments are terrible. They don't work. And yeah, there's weird things like Bronn and Sam and Davos being on the bloody small council. Like, again, it's like there's a process to these things that have been established in the world, and it just feels like they've put people in places because they feel like it. Sansa being Queen of the North, Arya being Christopher Columbus, Jon going back to the Night's Watch to do what? Who knows? Grey Worm teleporting? What else is there? It's all rubbish. It's all rubbish. Daenerys not having any guards around her when Jon kills her. The Drogon being left alive and all we get of it is Bran saying maybe I can find him. It's like, it feels like it's leading to some spin-off, like, future sequel series, but that's not going to happen. I hope it doesn't. The fact that Jon has the fucking knack to say, "Oh, tell me, Tyrion, did I make the right decision?" It's like, fucking of course you made the right decision. Are you crazy? Are you actually crazy? Do you not understand what has happened, Jon? Do you not understand what she did? It's like, are we the only people that actually understand what Daenerys did? And then you've got, like, as you say, on the council, people that support her, like Yara Greyjoy, putting the fact that she bent the knee to Daenerys over the fact of what she did. The idea that she wouldn't care morally about what happened. The fact that the Prince of Dawn is there and has no name. The fact that there's like people like Davos there that have no say, and yet for some reason he just is there. For whatever reason. Yeah, I can't believe how much they fucked this. Like, it's tatters. It's absolute tatters.
Oh yeah, nothing is just gone.
They've completely depleted the show of its meaning. And because George R. R. Martin is getting old, it's unlikely he'll finish the next 2 books. So this is probably the only ending we'll get. Like, officially, I mean, there'll always be fan fiction. There'll probably be people that'll try to finish it themselves. But this is it. This is what we're getting. Really, it is. This is the end of the story, and it could not have gone worse. I feel I'd be surprised if you could come up with something that would be so ill-fitting, and so yet self-serious about it. Like, there's a way to do this in a silly way where it's like a parody, but I can't think of an ending that feels like it's trying to be serious and is like this, and is worse, somehow. I'm just going to run through some characters and you can tell me if you have any further thoughts. Tyrion.
He's a shadow of a man, and it wasn't well executed.
Talk about the scene where he finds his siblings.
Really badly staged, because he wouldn't... All you need is just the golden hand, that's all you need. And, like, blood everywhere. Actually make it realistic if you're gonna fucking do it. Don't just fucking have their bodies there. Makes no fucking sense.
Yeah. There's a moment of, like, interest when he confronts Daenerys after, but then once he goes to the scene with Jon, it's all ruined. Jon Snow. Remember in, like, season 3 when Jon was, you know, really interesting and really great?
Yeah. He used to be like one of the best characters in the show easily, and
the way that they frame this, they make it seem like he loves Daenerys more than he loved Ygritte. Davos Seaworth.
He literally was there for like no fucking reason.
I feel like they kept him alive because people like him.
Yeah, I guess so.
Grey Worm.
Just turned mad and angry, and that was it.
He's gone to the Isle of Nar to defend it in Missandei's honor, I guess.
Cool.
Arya Stark. She also teleported.
Yeah, that's what she does. Again, just her sort of just like... What even is her story in the end? I don't even know what her story is. Is revenge bad? Revenge bad, I guess.
What's west of Westeros?
I guess so.
I don't know, that's how far the maps go.
Yeah, it's just fucking shit.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Well, I think her damage sort of is just in previous episodes, and this just sort of just further emphasized it. It's just the fact that when she dies, literally she's only mentioned very briefly in moments, and that's it.
You could argue that
sort of a part of an ending.
You could potentially argue that she's the most damaged character because she's got bad stuff all the way back to season 2.
Yeah, she's the most damaged throughout the entire show, but it's like such a turn from all previous 7 seasons to now.
Yeah, because like in season 1 she's great, and in season 3 she's pretty good. Season 2 is very shaky. It's kind of like, oh, it's a weird one. And then like season 4 on, like season 4 to 7 is just like a gradual decline of crazy writing. And then season 8 is just insane. Her last great scene would probably be the one with Barristan, right? In season 5?
Possibly.
I can't think of anything after that. Samwell Tarly.
He's probably one of the least damaged characters. Probably not. He's probably, in terms of his character, he's pretty still consistent
My main issue with this episode is that he's appointed Grand Maester when he doesn't deserve it. Like, he didn't earn that. He just sort of becomes it. It was just Bran's like, I want him. It's not, they didn't do the process that has been set up in the world. Like, you remember all the conversations that Maester Luwin had with Bran about how a Maester comes to be, how Pycelle was put in that role. Like, there's a whole process that you go through, and you have to spend like years and years and years and years of study, like massive amounts of study to get to that point. And it feels like Sam has just been put in that role because that's what fans would like to see. And there's also that bit where Sam's like, "Oh, what about a democracy?" And then everyone laughs at him. Edmund Tully. Yeah. Feels like the showrunners have been trying to make a joke out of him from the first appearance, right? Because remember, he couldn't get the arrow in his dad's boat. Edmund Tully's not like this in the books, by the way. This is a D&D invention that he's a joke. They just decided that people laugh at him. Uncle, sit down. Bran Stark. King Bran. The Broken.
So his whole story was becoming king, and that was clearly set out from day one. Of course it was, yeah.
Because
totally.
Jaime's the Kingslayer, right? He pushed Bran from the tower. I'm pretty certain that King Bran is something George wants, but it's surely not going to be like this. Surely not. Like, this is crazy. This is actually insane that this would be the way it would happen. Also, probably really important to mention that in the TV show, Bran's character is so not the same. Like, he's so bland compared. Like, he has interesting dreams in, like, the early parts of the show, but, like, basically from the point when Osha and Rickon leave Bran at the end of season 3, like, after that point, Bran just doesn't have any interesting conversations left. Everything is just so... he's just like this normal kid. And then he becomes the Three-Eyed Raven, and he just becomes this blank shell. Sansa Stark, your favorite.
They really just propped her up as a character that is like, just, they wanted her to be like on top in terms of like her narrative, and they did. They just did it because they wanted to.
The way she's
That's
like,
good, isn't it?
the way she's
It's
like,
not fun to watch.
The way she's like, "Oh, John, I hope you can forgive me."
So you don't give a shit.
Brienne of Tarth
did nothing this episode, and sort of doesn't really get a conclusion at all, other than writing in the book for Jaime. And that's not a satisfying moment because Jaime turned into a reverted character.
Yeah, it's actually tragic what they did to Jaime. Gendry Baratheon of Storm's End.
Well, he didn't. He was in that final scene. Well, he's in the scene at the meeting, but he didn't say anything. So, sort of doesn't really get an ending himself.
Yara Greyjoy, Defender of Daenerys.
Yeah, that was a stupid thing to do. Like, she helped you, yeah, but she also murdered children for no reason.
I wonder what Theon would think of that.
Oh, I said Theon would not like her after she did that.
Theon would be like, "What the fuck do you mean? You see what she did?" How do you feel about the fact that they didn't even give the Prince of Dawn a name? What kind of world building is that?
Oh no.
It doesn't take much effort.
You would think so.
We don't even know how he's related. Like, how is he the heir to Dawn? Doran is dead. Oberyn is dead. And Trystane is dead. So, who is he related to? No one knows. Then we've got the bloody Vale characters. We've got Robin, Aaron, and Jon Royce, who laugh at the democracy and then just... The conversation was so stupid, like the way that they're just sitting around going like, well, what do you think? Well, I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, just...
I guess Robin Aaron got the arc of he's finally grown into a man.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I guess that was a story in the end.
Yeah. Here's another stupid one, Bronn.
Why is he in? Why is he there?
Why is
of all characters?
Why is a sellsword the master of coin?
He literally threatened to murder someone in that room, literally 2 episodes ago.
Ah, but now he owns the entire Reach.
I guess so. What a weird way to end another character when he should have probably gone like 4 seasons ago.
Yeah. All right. I saved this one for last because I feel like you deserve this. Podrick Payne.
The only character who was never fucked with.
He's the only only twat in this whole world we actually care about.
I think unironically, from characters who lasted from when they first appeared to their final appearance now, he's probably the best character.
We're talking about the ones that survived till season 8, right?
Until I'd say even the recent seasons, just in the last couple seasons.
You think he's better than Olenna Tyrell?
No, I mean, like these last couple, like when it really got really shit.
Okay.
Because he's been in the show for a long while.
Mm.
I think he just clears everyone here.
I mean, he's the best character to survive until this season. I will say that. And as I said, at the end of the show, he's the only one I care about. The only one. And we literally get one scene of him pushing Bran's chair. That's what he does. He pushes a chair. I guess he's the squire to the king. Which, good for him. You know, good for him.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll do a good job.
So, this episode was written and directed by David Benioff and Dan Weiss.
You could tell. And I don't mean that as a compliment.
It felt very self-indulgent to me, the way that they made the episode. It felt like, I want this to happen. I want that to happen. It's our show. We get to decide how it ends, and you don't. That's what it felt like to me. Everything felt very like, we want this dragon to fly behind Daenerys. We want to have our scene from Season 2, Episode 10 come back that we created. We want, this joke that Tyrion did about the brothel to be the end of his character. We want this, we want that. Like, it was very much their wish list for the end of the show. And, it was their job to end it, so I guess that is, they're within their rights to do it, but whether or not it makes a good episode, I would say no, it doesn't. Because it feels like they're not servicing the story, it feels like they're servicing, what they think, what they want. And I think, as I've said, I've used this word quite a bit, but I feel a great sense of nihilism about this episode, because it feels like it's kind of summed up when Tyrion says to Jon, "Oh, what is it like after death?" And Jon's like, "Nothing that I'm aware of." But that kind of whole idea that like there's no point to anything, that's what the Iron Throne tells me, is that everything's pointless and that there's no real meaning behind life. which is like the polar opposite of what George R. R. Martin is trying to say in his, in his story. His story is very like, it has a lot of darkness and it has a lot of, dread and terror and complex emotions and morals and politics, and there's a lot of very bad people that do bad things and whatever. Like, there's a lot of that in the story, but at the center of it, there is a sense of hope in that. There is a sense of there is a world that can be built, and that's one of the things that Daenerys' character actually does carry throughout a lot of the story, is that there is a sense of a hope of a different world, one that can, it's not perfect, but one that can actually, create some kind of structure where people are able to live their lives in a respectable manner and in dignity. But what this episode tells me is not that. It just tells me that nothing matters and that everything sucks. And it's very emo to me. It's very just so empty and negative. So yeah, I think they did a terrible job.
Yeah, just probably just about, yeah. It's pretty starkly just terrible.
And to think that, these were the guys that wrote that scene in season 1 between Robert and Cersei, making me think that they actually understood this text. How do you go from that to this? From writing those scenes in the Red Keep with Varys and Littlefinger, they wrote those scenes. How do you go from that to this? The same guys.
Yeah. Just doesn't feel like it's the same show.
Doesn't feel like the same show. I've actually got a headache now thinking about this.
Yeah, when you're watching really bad shows and you have to sort of endure it, it's very easy to just get your head just split open.
We have 8 tracks to listen to.
Oh, goody.
The first one, not to be confused with the Metallica song, is Nothing Else Matters. So I guess it's the death of the Lannisters there.
I would assume so. Yeah, it's just that whole scene it's just so fucking rotten. It's just like they can't even just have them be fucking squashed bodies. They have to actually show the bodies. It can't just be a golden hand and that'd be it, and that'd be what survives. No, what they could even have the hand just be crushed and like flattened or something, because it's gold. It can be bent. So like, ugh.
Like, imagine if it was a golden hand and there's some blonde hair. You know, that's enough, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'd say so.
Next track is Master of War. Danny's aura farming, if you will.
Yeah, the music was very noticeable. So yeah, it's just the music really tried.
Yeah, it's almost like a lot of the music in this episode was themes we've heard throughout the show, but they're now very quiet and in the background, and it's like it's like they're dying in a way, like the world's dying. The next track is called "Be With Me." So that is the moment where John's like, "You are my queen, and I love you, and I'll always love you," and then he stabs her. Is it me? Is like when John said those things, I didn't believe it. It didn't. The performance didn't come across believable to me. Felt very.
Well, no, because they know the writing is horrific. They knew. You can't tell me from their reactions that they didn't know. It's awful.
Yeah, the next track is The Iron Throne. Yeah.
That's what it was all about.
Yeah, it's a weird thing of like it's a great song for a terrible scene, and like it perfectly encapsulates what the scene's trying to do, but what the scene's trying to do is terrible. I love the idea that Raymond has within that song of like the Game of Thrones is over. Like it's that song has just it's reached its end point, and it's kind of like it's been burnt out. And it sounds great, but it's just impossible to detach it from it, what the story is. The next track is Break the Wheel.
just sort of sad at this point.
Yeah.
All this going to absolute waste because you're thinking about all the scenes that it's a part of, rather than how well constructed the music is.
Yeah, honestly, when I was listening to that Stark theme, all I could think of was Bran's smile.
Yeah.
Why do you think I came all this way? Yeah, you're right. It is sad. The next track is You Have a Choice. See, that song just made me sad because I got to think about how they've ruined Jon. And also, like, what even is the love between him and Daenerys in the show? What is it?
It's a pile of crap. That's what it is.
It's like I don't get it. It's like season 7 just had them meet and then decided that they were going to fall in love really quickly. Tragic love stories. We have the White Book. just trying to think, actually, how does this make Brienne appear, knowing that she was betrayed, but continues to love Jaime? Like, it kind of is a weird ending.
That's why it just feels so weird to give him that sort of like because in the end he went against everything he stood for in the first place.
The whole reason why she went from hating to loving him is because she could see that he was trying to change and evolve.
Yeah, exactly. And just sort of reverting back to the beginning of the show, Jaime, in terms of what he values, is just a terrible ending. He generally would have been better off dying in the Battle of the Dead. Would have been weird, but he wouldn't have done what he did.
We have one more track from this TV show to listen to. And it's quite insulting that it has this name, because this season does not feel fitting being associated with this book series. A Song of Ice and Fire.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's the last track of the entire show, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the last fuck you.
Of course. Yeah, of course it is.
As you said, very ill-fitting of what we were seeing.
I hated that final shot as well. Just hated it.
The song makes it sound like it was the end of a great adventure.
Mm-hmm.
I think if this song was at the end of a great finale, it might actually work.
Oh, it absolutely would.
Like this,
because of the context.
This piece of music at the end of a great show could genuinely make me cry. Like tears of withdrawal that it's ending.
It's either that or the Starks theme,
yeah.
Realistically.
Yeah. But instead, I feel nothing. I feel empty. I feel vapid. I feel just like so disappointed. And also like to have such a charming, adventurous, and epic song at the end of a story that is so dead inside, it feels very strange.
No. It's just a wet fart of a ending of what should have been.
I got 2 notes about the books. Jaime records the victory of the Battle of the Whispering Wood in the White Book, not Brienne. And George R. R. Martin has outright said that he gave Dave and Dan an outline to work with, but the devil is in the details. And if books 6 and 7 were to come out, you would feel very differently about the same plot points due to the context of how they happen. I mean, I don't even think that's an opinion. I think that's a fact. Like, it just would be different. There's no way that he would write it, like, with this level of dog shit, literacy over the text. There's just no way. Viewership. So the Bells got the highest so far. It was 12.48 million. The Iron Throne, the last episode of Game of Thrones, got 13.61 million. So we started the show. I think the lowest was the second episode of season 1 was like 2.1 million or something. So we went from a show with 2 million to 13.61 million at the end. So very, very exponential growth. Give your conclusion and rating out of 10 for the Iron Throne.
Probably the worst final episode of a show I've ever seen. I've been thinking about this. The final 10 minutes of
the reality war.
The last 10 minutes of reality war feel like it was this, but for the whole episode. Just like constant nonsense of like ill-fitting endings and ill-fitting narratives going in directions that don't make sense. It's that, but the whole episode of just like, why are we ending it this way? Why are we making these decisions? Is this really how we're ending? Is this really the ending of the painting? And this is the picture we've made. Jon is a Wardley again in the north. Sansa is king, and Sansa is queen of Winterfell, and Brad is the king of the 6 kingdoms. Yeah. The whole point of the show was the Game of Thrones, literally, instead of the opposite of what it was meant to fucking be from the start. They sacrificed the White Walkers because they wanted this to be the final nail in the coffin of what Game of Thrones was. And they not only made the wrong decision, but even in that decision, they constantly made the wrong decisions in it to actually make it work, and it completely fumbled. I think last episode is technically worse in terms of narrative, but in terms of what this represents, what this episode on its own represents is how to build up a narrative that is so compelling in characters and plot narrative, and just completely grab it by its throat and just rip everything out of it and just muddle with it and just soak it everywhere and not care about where it ends up. That's the representative of what this episode is. So, not enjoyable, not fun, nothing. The most easy 0 out of 10 I think I'll ever give for anything.
Yeah, the Iron Throne is a dead carcass. I hate all of it. I've lost the will to care. I honestly don't know if I'll ever watch Game of Thrones again. I don't see why I would need to. I feel like this is it. I fucking hate this. I hate the way this show ends. Pretty much
There's
all
bad endings to TV shows that make you feel empty and voided, like of any sort of emotion towards it, but even with all the good stuff. This is sort of just like, it insults you, pretty much, in terms of taking stuff that's so good and then completely twisting it into something you just completely hate because you wasted your time.
Yeah, no, it is literally the definition of how not to end something. Yeah, there's maybe like 2 moments where there's a potential for something. Oh, there's something that could happen out of this, like Tyrion, taking off the badge and throwing it and being like, you killed my brother and sister. Like, there's, it's not like there isn't ideas that could work. They just don't work. They just don't.
I'd much rather Tyrion try and kill Daenerys than then die on the spot. That would be a more fitting end to his character.
Jon coming back and giving a ghost, embracing Ghost again. It's like, okay. But what about when you said goodbye and didn't? They've taken characters that had so much to them and have just reduced them to dust. I know people say like, oh, it's been 6 years, you know, Dave and Dan, they, you know, let it go, whatever. I understand the point that we do need to move on from Game of Thrones, like we do. But you cannot tell me that this, in any sense of the word, was the right call. Or should have been accepted by HBO to be broadcast. This was so wrong. And unfortunately, it is something that can never be undone. This can never be refreshed. It can never be rewritten. It's fucking going to live this way for the rest of time. And people say, well, you could adapt the show again into an animation when the books are finished, blah, 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 blah. You're never going to have this moment where television was ready for a show like this, where you had these actors, this talent, all assembled in the right place at the right time to make something so grand and so loved. This was the opportunity to do this story. Sure, they could do it again and do a right ending, but it's never going to be like this. It's never going to feel like this. It's never going to have that level of weight, significance, cultural impact that the TV show that came out from 2011 to 2019 had. It was a moment in time where the world having this show happen was needed and wanted and desired, and it will never happen again. And they have taken the golden opportunity to make the greatest show ever made, and they've done the worst ending possible. 0 out of 10. And next time we have to recap season 8 and the entire show. Oh,
what just an absolute disaster.
Yeah. It's crazy, like, to know what's going to happen because you've already seen it, and then also watch it again and still feel the same way, if not worse. Your thoughts going into the season 8 recap and then going into House of the Dragon and A Night of the Seven Kingdoms?
I had to talk about this whole season as a whole somehow. Just get out of this sort of era and just move on to something different. Because you can just look at it with fresh eyes and it's not connected in a way with what these last 3 seasons were. Can just be easily dissociated from it quite easily.
Yeah. I've got very high hopes for Night of Seven Kingdoms. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, fingers crushed.
Yeah. And it'll wipe this dirty slate clean.
Yeah, definitely, hopefully.
Well, we will see you all next time for the Season 8 and entire show recap of Game of Thrones. I bid you adieu, a good night, and a goodbye.